So I wanted to talk a little bit about Easter. Due to different things, my work schedule, my wife's work schedule, some changes going on at our church, it became harder and harder for us to be able to attend on a regular basis. And luckily, both of us were off on Easter Sunday, and we took the kids, and I couldn't be any happier that we did. And there's always a reason for everything. And I never wanted to be, when we got back in, when I, returned to God, after a long time away, I never wanted to be one of those, holiday Christians, that only showed up on, Easter and Thanksgiving and Christmas and, things like that. If I was going to do it, I wanted to go all in. That was the feeling that I had. But when roadblocks kept getting put in the way, or at least appeared to be getting put in the way, it became harder and harder for me to stay motivated, and I kind of gave in to the, what the world was telling me, was that I wasn't wanted there. I didn't belong there. Just another group of people that rejected me. And I had to shake that off because I knew it wasn't true. And I'm so glad I did, because getting back to the point of this video was this past Sunday, the Easter service, every service at this church, Cornerstone Church. If you guys are anywhere near Southern Illinois and you are looking for a home church, I pray that you go anywhere. But if you're in the area and you can find Cornerstone Church in Marion, Illinois, I highly recommend it. It is an amazing place. But this service, from beginning to end, the opening prayer, the opening songs, the sermon, Pastor Michael is amazing. The way that he's got a gift. God has given him the ability to make, not only make his passion for what he's talking about shine through, but it makes you passionate about what you're hearing, and that's an amazing talent. And his message and the music that goes along with it, it's just, something touched me inside that I don't think I'd ever felt before. That was closed off for so long. I was hanging on to so much stuff, and I kind of let it go. It was gone. And here we are, 2 days later, and if I'm staying close to God, if I'm reading my Bible, and I'm doing the things that I need to do, that stuff is kind of staying away. And I'm every day since then, I know it sounds every day, it's 2 days, but I'm recommitting myself to letting those things go. And I think if I do that every day, eventually they'll be gone. And I just feel lighter. I feel more at peace, at least in regards to those things. And it's just, the pastor talked about Easter being a transformation, out of death into life. And, I did. I left that night, and I felt like I was, that evening, I felt like something had transformed inside of me, that my heart was different than it was before I walked through those doors. And I think it just really goes to show the power that just a little bit of faith can have. And I don't know what made us go, because my wife, she basically follows my lead when it comes to stuff like that. And so she hasn't been pushing the issue, since we stopped attending regularly. And, you know, it just kind of happened. I'm pretty sure she probably asked me if I wanted to go, and I said yes, and it just kind of happened. And I'm extremely glad that it did, because I just feel like it kind of everything's just kind of lining up the way that it's supposed to. That the last few months where things didn't go as smooth as I thought they would, at least in certain aspects, that was just God's way of showing, what? Just to remind you that this is what happens when you try to take care of things yourself or go it alone. And then bring me back and say, and remember how it feels when we're close, when he reminded me how it feels when me and him have an intimate relationship where where I'm talking to him, not just before I go to bed or when I wake up, but throughout the day, to not just be with me and talk about things that are bothering me, or that praying for safety at work, or things like that. I'm actually working through things. I'm in the moment when I feel myself kind of go a certain direction. I reach out to him to kind of bring me back in, to kind of take those feelings away from me. And just being closer to him makes that a possibility for me. And I can't even think of a better time for that to happen, and a better example for that to happen, and more powerful day for that to happen than Resurrection Sunday. And it drove the point home even that much more, because it was just a reminder of what God did for me, and what he continues to do for me. And to know that he's paid the price, and all I have to do is follow. All I have to do is be obedient. And if I stray from that, all I got to do is ask for forgiveness and bring myself back, and just try every day to be better than I was the day before. Better for him, better for all the people around me. And I wanted to share that, for anybody that's maybe struggling with a crisis of faith, or the quote unquote honeymoon period might have been over. As being a new believer myself, that was something that people warned me of, that there is a honeymoon period where everything seems to be going good, but then eventually that wears off, and you want to, that initial feeling isn't the same as it once was, and you realize there's actually work involved. And early on, the work is easy because everything's so exciting and new, but then, eventually the work can sometimes get harder, especially in my case, going through a 12-step program and dealing with a lot of stuff from my past, and my present. And I think it's never too late, eventually one day it will be too late. But if you're somewhere right now, and you don't have to go to a church to do it, but wherever you are right now, just ask God to be back with you. And because he never left you, he's right there, he's right next to you, he's right behind you, he's near you, he's in front of you, he's all around you. All you got to do is ask him, and he'll be back in an instant. And all he asks is that you just keep coming back to him. You're not going to be perfect. I'm not perfect, far from it. And all I can do is try to work a little each day, and get a little bit closer to him, and just be a little bit more like him. And while I'm here, and I really do feel like one of the things he's called me to do is share my experiences and share my stories with people around me. And that's really what I'm trying to do with a lot of these videos. Some of them are self-serving, for my own benefit, and I just happen to have a camera on. But a lot of them are, I do want to reach people, and I've gotten some comments and I've gotten some messages, and people have reached out to me, even people that I work with that have told me that um, that they've seen some of my videos, and it's good for them to know that somebody that works in that environment or somebody like them, or is kind of having some of the same issues that they're having. And I just I continue to just pray for myself, and pray for the people around me, and pray for every one of you out there that may be struggling and wondering if you are going it alone, because I can promise you that you aren't going it alone. That uh, that God loves you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.